How well do you know your God? Not the God you heard about from others, not the God of tradition, but the God who walks into fire, the God who shuts the mouths of lions, the God who stands beside those who refuse to bow. Today, I bring you two stories wrapped in mystery, strength, and unshakable faith. I will not reveal their names yet. Listen closely and ask yourself, how well do you know your God? There was a kingdom, ruled by a king whose pride rose higher than mountains. To satisfy his ego, he built a monument of gold so tall it touched the sky. Then he commanded a nation to bow before it. And when the music played, every knee bent, every head lowered, except three. They stood tall, unmoved by threats, unshaken by fear. People whispered, "Who are these men?" But the truth was simple. They knew their God. The king roared, "Bow or burn." But they answered with a calmness that silenced the entire court. "Our God is able to save us. But even if he chooses not to, we will not bow." They were tied, dragged, and thrown into a furnace so hot that its flames killed the guards outside. The crowd watched, waiting for screams. But instead, they saw movement. The men were walking inside the fire, untouched, unharmed, and standing beside them was another, a fourth figure, one whose presence made flames lose their power. Because when you truly know your God, fire cannot destroy you. It only reveals who walks with you. These men were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But listen, for there is another story, a story of a man whose faith was so pure that kings honored him and lions feared him. He lived in a foreign land, yet he rose above everyone. His wisdom was unmatched. His spirit was excellent. And soon the king planned to make him ruler over the entire kingdom. Jealous hearts watched. Envious minds plotted, but they found no corruption in him. This man was Daniel. Both stories whisper the same truth. Power comes not from knowing about God, but from knowing God himself. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew God as the one who stands in the fire. Daniel knew God as the one who shuts the mouths of lions. But you, how well do you know your God? Do you bend when pressure rises? Do you panic when storms appear? Do you stop praying when the world pushes back? Or do you stand as they stood? There is a level of faith where fear loses its voice, a level of relationship where danger becomes testimony, a level of trust where God's presence becomes more real than the threat against you. And God is still calling men and women today to know him this deeply. So I ask you one final time, how well do you know your God? Do you know him enough to stand in fire? Do you know him enough to pray when the world demands silence? Do you know him enough to trust him with your life? If these stories touched your heart, if they awaken something within you, then join us. Subscribe to this channel for more stories of faith, more mysteries of scripture, more inspiration to strengthen your spirit. This is Chris Tech Digital, where stories speak and faith lives.